We're here in Indianapolis for Game 3 of the NBA Finals. I've got Cason Wallace here alongside me. And Cason, you all are now here on the road in a Game 3. What is this opportunity for you all? How do you view it in terms of this chance here, and obviously the most high-stakes series that you can be in, to come in and try to take a game on somebody else's home court?
Yeah, this is a big one, for the series. It's Game 3 on the road. Series is tied right now, so just coming out, a lot of energy, a lot of focus, and try to steal one on the road.
All season long, you all have been tough-minded and resilient when you've played on the road. What's been key to that? Is that just innate within you guys, or is it something that you all talk about?
We all know, the pressure of being on the road, the opposing crowd being loud and, trying to throw us off. So just being locked in and focused.
Yeah, you all have kind of just been so bonded as a team. It's been you guys against the world all year long. How does that mentality play out during a 48 minutes?
It keeps us hungry. We want to win. We want to win the game. Highly competitive guys, so just trying to stay together and come out with the victory.
How have you seen this series unfold so far, just in terms of the defense? You all have held them in check in these first halves. In the second halves, they've gotten a little bit looser. What are some keys for you all in terms of maintaining that 48 minutes?
Just staying focused, staying locked in, knowing the end goal, having that mindset to where nothing's gonna stop us. And when we put that together for a whole 48 minutes, we're a tough team to stop.
There's so much attention, given to Tyrese Halliburton. Obviously, he does a lot for them offensively. But tell me about some of the other playmakers that they have on the perimeter in Nembhard and Nesmith. What have you learned about them so far in this series that's key for you all?
There are a lot of players. They can make a change in the game as well. They have a lot of players that are very good with the ball and playing off the ball. So they're a well-rounded team.
We're continuing to see that rotation between you and Lou Dort and Alex Caruso and Aaron Wiggins last game too. Those perimeter defenders, the guys that get up in guys. What's been key for you all just in terms of playing together on the floor, but then also rotating in for each other too?
Playing until we get tired. We know that the next guy is going to come in and bring it. So just play till you get tired and till you can't play no more.
So far in the series, your offense has done quite well, just in terms of executing, particularly in Game 2, 25 assists. How did you feel you took a step forward offensively as a group last game?
First game, we had the lowest amount of passes we had all season. Then come in the next game and have 25 assists, like you said. That speaks to our growth and us being locked in.
They've tried to throw a little, wrinkles at you defensively. There's one play, I think maybe they went to a different look, and it got you, thanks for the save, it got you a little push shot in the middle of the lane. How instinctual are you guys right now in terms of as soon as they change things up, we're ready into the right action?
We're ready. We've seen that in the regular season, so it's not necessarily new, but we've been sharpening that muscle all year, so it's not unfamiliar.
And then just for you offensively, how do you view your role on that end of the floor as it's evolved over the course of the playoffs and maybe specifically in this series?
It changes. Sometimes it's, space on the floor. Sometimes it's creating for others. Sometimes it's creating for myself. So just however the game speaks to me, that's how I play.
You have had so many amazing experiences in your first 2 years in the NBA. Obviously, the NBA Finals is a huge one. What's this been like for you on a personal level, and then to have the veterans around you to help guide the ship?
It's great. I got a good balance of both. Excitement and having my family there for me, and having those vets. Still keep me in reality and keep me humble, and make sure that we all had a common goal.
Humility and fire, tenacity, those are all Cason Wallace hallmarks. Good luck out there in Game 3.
Appreciate it.
All right, that's Cason Wallace. I'm Nick Gallo, and this is Thunder Basketball.
Aaron, you guys have been so good on the road all season long. What's kind of key mentally to being so, locked in a setting, especially like this one?
Yeah, just preparation. Making sure that we're all just kind of keyed in on our game plan and approach. Done a good job of just, coming into games, being keyed in, or, us in the locker room, and not allowing, outside factors to affect us. So we got to have that same mentality going in.
You guys have been able to do such a good job of getting out to with strong starts, especially in Game 2. What's key to making sure that you set a tone in this game?
I think from the jump, just continuing to be who we are, inserting our physicality, our aggressiveness on both ends of the court. executing our game plan well on both sides. And if they do a good job of, from the jump, just, being physical, being aggressive, playing fast, and playing to our principles, we'll be in a great spot.
We through a cover game, but points off turnover and turnover counts. That's on, and not a big difference between you guys. And I wouldn't say the points off turnover was the sort of difference. What are sort of some of the things that make you okay with that outside of that?
I mean, just winning other areas. We got to do a better job, on the glass. Just continuing to kind of make sure we're slowing them down in transition. There's a number of things that kind of go into that, but I mean, as long as we're taking care of a lot of the little things and trying to just limit the amount of good looks they can get, then that part of it we can settle for being the keep of that out of doing this. I mean, just emphasis on making sure we're getting matched, and try not to allow them to get easy ones. It's a focus. They obviously play really fast, and they've done that all postseason. So you got to continue to just make sure we're getting matched and getting back.
What are the benefits to having 2 days off that you used to all this year?
Obviously recovery is one of the things that can be beneficial. You get to get shots up, get a feel for the arena and everything, but most guys have played here before. Obviously it's going to be a different atmosphere with the fans and everything, but preparation just kind of gets you ready. So
What do you do to tune out the noise?
just kind of focus on our group, making sure that we're prepared as a whole, locked in to film, just kind of keying into the things that we've done all season, staying true to us and making sure we're just locked in on that.